President Yoweri Museveni has accused opposition figure Dr. Kizza Besigye and his legal team of deliberately frustrating court proceedings, a situation he says has led to the prolonged detention of the opposition stalwart. The president's position was relayed to residents of Rukungiri by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, during a public engagement held on Museveni's behalf.
In February, we had expected that indeed trial would begin. The government has been ready since then, and we thought this would be an opportunity for the evidence of the state to be brought out in broad daylight, in public light, and examined and even challenged by the defendant's side. But what has happened has been frustrating for the court to proceed with the trial. Over 10 different applications, including miscellaneous applications and others, and also referral to the Constitutional Court have been made. And all these have frustrated the process of expeditious trial.
Tayebwa dismissed claims that President Museveni is personally determined to keep his former personal doctor and longtime political rival behind bars, insisting that the matter is strictly before the courts.
For those who have been saying the president should release Kizza Besigye, the president has no power to do that under the law. The DPP is independent and will not take instructions and does not take instructions from anyone. The evidence that was produced before him, he assessed and felt there was a case against the state. Now it is his case. It's not President Museveni's case. It's not the case of these flag bearers or the ministers or whoever. It is the case of the state which is represented by the DPP. The president can only intervene if Dr. Besigye is, for example, convicted and he wants to be pardoned under the president's prerogative of mercy, where the provided for procedure would also be followed.
However, Besigye's lawyer, Erias Lukwago, has strongly rejected the president's explanation, describing it as a mockery of justice and a distortion of the facts surrounding the case.
So you cannot take a Dr. Besigye to the General Court Martial for purposes of taking him through a sham process and send him to the Garo and we escort you. Indeed, we went to the General Court Martial to frustrate the process there, because it was not in tandem with the due process provided for in the Constitution. So they wanted us to just go to the court martial before the then chairperson, Freeman Mugabe, and his team, just to witness the sham process going on in accordance with the proclamation General Muhoza had made that by June, Dr. Besigye would be, the trial would be complete and then it would be executed by firing squad in Iguru. Indeed, he actually said 9th of June, that is Heroes Day. That is the day they were going to execute Dr. Kizza Besigye. And then they embarked on that perfunctory or sham trial, a mockery of justice.
Lukwago further argues that the president is attempting to play to public sympathy, particularly among the people of Kigezi and Rukungiri, Besigye's home area, while absolving himself of responsibility for his continued detention.
From the 16th of November last year, they took him to a Rongo court. Until we brought down the General Court Martial on the 31st of January, there was no trial at all in the General Court Martial because he was in a Rongo court. Even after we got a proclamation from the Constitutional Supreme Court on the 31st of January, where they were directed to transfer the case to the civilian courts, they did not comply with that command from the Supreme Court until the 21st of February. How do you turn now the tables against us? Why blame the lawyers for that delay? And it took Dr. Besigye an extra mile to go to the point of almost risking his life by going on a hunger strike for the file to be transferred.
Dr. Kizza Besigye and his co-accused, Obed Lutale, are expected back in court tomorrow for possible plea taking and scheduling following an adjournment earlier this month. As the festive season draws closer, Besigye remains in custody, the trial remains unresolved, and competing narratives continue to dominate public discourse, leaving residents of Rukungiri to weigh the claims, even as the gates of Luzira prison remain firmly shut. Walter Mwesije, NTV.